Holistic connection. Let's heal. Holistic connection. Let's learn. Holistic connection. Let's grow. Holistic connection. Let's be real.
Hello, everyone. This is PamelaTopjian, your host for Holistic Connections, conversations with holistic practitioners. And the holistic connection we're making today is with Julia. I want to welcome you, Julia, and ask you to share what you do in the holistic healing space, please.
Hi, Pam. Thank you for the introduction. I am Julia. I am a hypnotherapist. I was certified 2.5 years ago. And yeah, I've been in the holistic space since 2014. I've been a massage therapist since then, and I was called to hypnosis about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, and I've known a few massage therapists that turned to hypnotherapy, and it
Mhm.
makes me always think that like the hypnotherapy is more of like a mental massage, whereas, when you're doing the massage on the body, that's a physical massage, and then when you go to hypnotherapy, it's more of like a mental massage. You do it still doing massages?
I do it on the side. I
Okay.
still have like a day job, so I
Uh-huh.
do both, and I do massage there.
How did you first get started in making that switch or adding that on to what you do?
So when COVID hit, we
Mm,
couldn't do massage.
right.
So that was kind of like panic inducing a bit. And
Yeah.
I was like, I can't touch people. And even after COVID, kind of, if things got back to normal, we could go back to work and do massage. I just started thinking like I had already been doing it for about 9 years
Mm,
and I was starting to hurt. I was like, am I going to do this for the next 35 years? I don't think that's sustainable. So I
yeah.
started kind of just trying to explore what other avenues I had. And I was really interested in working from home and doing something where I could reach people that weren't just in my local community. And after months of mulling over what it could be, I thought about yoga and all these different things. And I landed on hypnosis. And I had been hypnotized once before.
Mm-hmm.
When I was about 21, and it worked like magic. What I got hypnotized for came true about 6 months later. So I was already convinced that it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so powerful, and you really, unless you experience it, you really don't know. You can't really tell
Yeah.
somebody. They have to experience it, I think. And speaking of that, looking on your website, and it's blackcathypnosis.com. Looking on there, you have all kinds of different plans for different price points, but you also have a little audio for people to sort of listen to and get just a taste of what it would be like. You also have a YouTube channel, so people can also get a little taste of it too. So, yeah, that's great that you offer those, that you have that out there. And your YouTube channel, everything that you have is Black Cat Hypnosis. So, how did you
It
come up with
is.
that name?
So I have two black cats,
Oh,
and I'm not like a devout pagan or Wiccan, but I've been loosely practicing them for about 10 years now. And
Mhm.
I just, I liked how it rolled off the tongue. And my cats, like, they're always in my office on my desk while I'm trying to work. And
Right.
it felt good.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned after the pandemic, looking for something else and something that you can do from home. So obviously you work with people virtually, probably from all over. Do you also still take clients in person, or is it just virtually now?
It's just virtual as of
Okay.
now. And
Yeah.
I like that. And it is cool being able to work with people wherever they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And that was also something during the pandemic that we learned, because I think there was a bit of a controversy with hypnotherapy, or I shouldn't say I know there was, whether it's something that can really be just as powerful through Zoom or whatever. And it
Mhm.
absolutely can. I know you've got some testimonials on your website as well, so people can check that out. So, do you have anything new coming up?
I do. I actually just created a new course. It's called the Nervous System Reset, And it's a
Nice.
4-week course all online. And every week includes a hypnosis audio, a tapping sequence or EFT, which is something I do a whole lesson over so they get the fundamentals of that. And then there's a ritual every week and a journaling prompt every week. And at the end of the course, they can book a call with me to go over their experience and see if they have any questions or concerns that came up during the process.
So nice. So nice. Yeah. And that information will all be on your website.
It is. I have a courses section on my website and
Hmm.
it's under that.
Okay. Okay. Great. Do you mainly just work with people one-on-one, or do you work in groups as well? And how does that all work?
So I do mostly one-on-one, but I do offer groups online as well every full moon and every new moon.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. And those are on your website as well.
they
And
are.
you also have listed all different types of things that people can use hypnosis for. What do people mostly have a misconception about or misunderstanding about?
About hypnosis in general or just like what they can use it for?
Well, both actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In general, people are worried that they're gonna have mind control happening over them, but in reality, it is mind control, but it's giving them control over their own mind because not a lot of people understand that I have this little image of the theory of mind, but
Mm.
um, 88 to 95% of our total mind power is the subconscious. And we need that because we don't want to have to relearn how to drive our car or how to brush our teeth every day. But it's kind of like our inner robot that kind of functions most of the day and is where a lot of our behaviors and our patterns and our habits are. And so when people can kind of go into the subconscious and reprogram their patterns and behaviors and their habits, they can gain control over their own mind. And that's a big thing. They're worried that someone else is going to control their mind, but really I only give them suggestions for exactly what they want to change.
Yeah. And you're kind of guiding them to have that control over their own mind. So
Yes.
it's mind control in a way, but it's not you controlling their mind. It's them gaining control over their subconscious. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like a lot of the time people seek out hypnotherapy as a last resort,
Hmm.
like it is with a lot of different holistic approaches and modalities. People have tried everything else. They've tried talk therapy, medication, just all these different avenues. And then once they get to hypnotherapy, they're just like, I just want it to change. So
Hmm.
I haven't had anyone come to me and not be sure if it could help their specific issue.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're already in the mindset of I'm ready to try anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's part of the reason I'm doing this is so that, people can be informed of all their choices and make an informed decision for their own wellness.
yeah,
A lot of people, like you said, with a lot of these different holistic modalities, people come to them after they've already tried so many other things. And it's just too bad that especially mainly in the Western world here, that we don't, look at these less invasive things first. And then if they're not finding any relief or not able to achieve their goals, then maybe go on to something else. So yeah.
yeah. Well, I believe that's just a part of our social programming, which is part of our
Yeah.
subconscious programming, and it's kind
Right.
of ironic.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So how has this work changed your life?
As receiving hypnosis or doing hypnosis.
Changing from um, doing massage to hypnosis, this
Yeah.
change in your life of what you are offering and the services that you provide and how you help other people. How has it changed your life just making that change?
So I don't have to do massage nearly as much, so I'm not
Yeah.
hurting as much, which is great.
Yes.
Um, there's something I don't know how to explain it. I feel rewarded from doing massage, but the change that people get from the hypnotherapy is the reason why I'm still doing it because I'm not a business person. I've had to basically stumble my way through learning all these different things, building a website,
Yeah.
understanding marketing and all these, and I'm still learning. But every time I have a client and they have that massive transformation so fast, I'm amazed every single time. And
Yeah.
that's what really keeps me going. And that has just added a lot of purpose to my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that too. It's almost like when you're helping someone or guiding someone through their healing journey, it's healing for yourself as well. Just being able to be a part of that. And then, having that sense of purpose in somebody's life and changing somebody's life for the better is, yeah, it's really fulfilling and rewarding for sure. But yeah, also, I really feel like it's deeply healing when we give a session, we're also sort of receiving as we're giving
Yeah.
with hypnotherapy and hypnosis sessions. So, yeah, so amazing and so powerful. It is almost magical for sure. So, like I said, you do have a list of what different things that hypnosis can help with for people. What do people come to you for the most?
I would say anxiety is
Mm,
probably the number one, and then fears, just an assortment of fears.
yeah.
I've worked with fear of flying, fear of
Mm.
wasps, fear of frogs, uh,
Mm.
just a whole assortment. And it's stuff that like I have a fear of cockroaches. Like it's
Mm.
stuff that people are really scared of, and it's affecting their day-to-day life,
Yeah.
and it really makes a huge difference for them. And I've also had quite a few clients for relationship stuff, like working on their attachment style and changing into a secure attachment. And that's been very effective for that.
Nice. Nice. So do you work with couples or is it really always
Yeah.
just one? No, so just one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a family therapist. I'm not
Right.
like a talk therapist or a psychologist, so I don't have license to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
just individual.
Yeah. Yeah. So you also do work with minors though. So you want to talk a little bit about that and kinds of things that you could help people's children with.
A few things that minors really can benefit from hypnosis are with bedwetting, hair pulling, anxiety. I mean,
Yeah.
social media addiction or any type of tech addiction, just to list a few. And yeah, I haven't worked with any yet, but I'm
Yeah.
open to it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's not a lot of hypnotherapists or, that will work with children.
Yes.
So that's really interesting that you also offer that. That's great because that's another place where parents get very frustrated in trying to find help for
Yeah.
their teens or even their children. And a lot of it is around anxiety and there's no reason, a lot of these behaviors are centered in anxiety, I think. And, there's no reason that hypnosis can't work for them as well, as long as they're willing to give it a try, you
Yeah.
know. Um, so yeah, yeah, that's great. Is there an age limit or
That's not something I've really considered because I haven't
yeah.
had many, but yeah, I wouldn't really have a limit as long as both of the parents have to consent and the
Mm-hmm.
child has to be willing to go with the process
Right.
and feel comfortable and safe enough to do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Let's talk about where people can find you, if you want to name your accounts in every place that you are.
Yes, so I have an Instagram and a TikTok, and all of my handles for everything are at Black Cat Hypnosis. And then I have the YouTube channel, which is just Black Cat Hypnosis.
Okay.
But most people come to me through my website, which is
Mm-hmm.
just blackcathypnosis.com.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, it
So
makes it a little easier across the board.
absolutely, for people to find you wherever you are. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's Facebook, Instagram,
Yes,
YouTube, TikTok, and then, of course, your website. Is your website, that's probably the best place to find you and to reach you.
it is. And
Yeah.
people can contact me directly through there.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything that you wish you knew before you started down this road? Since you're, just a few years in, is there anything that you wish you knew before you started?
Yeah, that's hard to say. I think as a practitioner, who is more into the actual hypnosis and
Hmm.
like massage and practicing these different modalities, having someone to help you with the business side.
Yeah.
Because trying to learn all of the tech and how to build a website and marketing, that adds a lot of stress to the whole process of being an entrepreneur. And if it's not something that comes to you naturally or that you didn't already understand how to do, I think a lot of people can get caught up with that part and then quit because it's so hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult thing I would say there's been.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what you would probably suggest to anybody looking to get into it themselves is to
Yes.
do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you,
Have a team or even just one
yeah.
person that can help you with that stuff.
Yeah, just even start with another person that's going to help you. And then if hopefully build up and build a team as you go to do those tasks that are not actually just, being the practitioner. So
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, so important. And I think that's something that people often really miss that part of their education or just not even thinking about like, oh, I'll become a practitioner of any holistic modality. I want to really do this. And then once they try to get it out there, it's like just making social media posts is not going to do it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so much more to it and having a business and there's just so much more to it. So it's really important that side of it for sure.
It is.
So is there anything else that you would like to add or share with people or make sure that they know before we end this today?
I had written something up just kind of about my like spiritual and guiding principles and a little bit about my life background. And I do think that that helps people kind of understand why I'm doing this and if they can relate to it anyway, like form a connection there. So I was raised Christian and a loose Christian cult. It's not like we all lived together or anything like that, but my parents got divorced when I was about 12, so we stopped going to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bounced around church to church until I began refusing to go when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of led me down this like path of figuring out what worked for me. And I had a little atheism phase. I looked into Buddhism and then the Wicca and paganism, and really just came to the conclusion that all of these different religions and spiritual practices have the same intention with different semantics and different words. And I really think it's important for people to not just live in this box that they've been raised in or told to be in, and to really explore what feels good to them and to really connect with something. Because I never felt connected to Christianity, even at a young age. I remember
Yeah.
just thinking, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And
I
I've
can
just been
relate.
through a lot. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people can relate, and
Hmm.
I don't have any issue with it at this point. I
Right.
did for a while in my early 20s. I was rebellious, but I mean, a bunch of my family's Christian, my in-laws are Christian, like we pray before we eat. I have no issue with that. Like
Yeah.
if it works for people, that's great.
Yeah.
And we can coexist without it being an issue.
Yeah.
But I've had a journey with sobriety. I actually just reached 6 years sober yesterday. And
Congratulations. Yeah.
thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah, that's been a whole other thing too. But I don't think I ever would have become a hypnotherapist or gone down this path and started a business if I didn't get sober,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
I I wasn't seeing clearly. I wasn't thinking long term. I wasn't really thinking about how can I help people and serve others in a meaningful way. And that is another thing that people can use hypnotherapy for in
Yeah.
conjunction with like a 12-step program or some other type of program, is overcoming drug addiction, alcoholism, quitting smoking, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But
Just releasing those blocks that are holding you back from getting sober. Yeah. And
yeah,
everything that comes up during
yeah. So
recovery.
as a hypnotherapist, I like to use this analogy of I'm holding the flashlight in their subconscious mind. so that they can see the path and find the path and walk it. And I'm just there to help guide them. So
Yeah.
I'm not really, I'm just part of the tool.
Yeah.
I'm a facilitator, and they're really the ones that are doing the real work and finding their inner wisdom, or whatever it is, their inner resources that are really going to help them overcome whatever it is that they're coming to me for.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Just guiding them with the flashlight through
Yeah.
those dark corners of their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Great analogy for sure. Everybody, please read the description below or the show notes, whether you're on YouTube or the podcast platforms. Again, Black Cat Hypnosis. Check out all the places that she is. There's so much information on the website, so please visit it. If you've watched to the end, obviously you have some interest, so please visit her website. There's so much information on there. So thank you again, Julia, for being my
Thank you
guest
so
today.
much, Pamela. I enjoyed it so much, and I appreciate the work that you're doing
Oh,
for
thank
holistic
you.
practitioners.
Thank you.